Hey, 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 greetings and salutations. I'm Big Brother. Very special guest today. Me. Yay. Things happen. People cancel. And that's what happens. I will give people a few minutes to get in here while I get my auction stuff together. Oof, I'm not so sure I like the blue. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Eh, eh. Well, it's a strange color. Yeah, let's go with it. And there we go. All right. Well, yep. So let's talk about the auction real quick. I didn't spend a lot. I didn't want to spend a lot. You know, Christmas coming up. I had auction stuff ending that day on eBay. One good surprising one blew me away. I knew it was going to sell for around 60, but it sold for more than double that, which was weird. And there's there's a something going on right now with one of my sales. I'm waiting on payment. But I left a message with somebody that can probably answer my question. It is that these two things sold at auction for I think it was around $50 for the both of them, and the person's name is the first name of one of the employees at the auction house. And I dug a little deeper, and their store name is the last name of somebody that works at the auction house. Same person. So yeah, it's weird, but I don't have a problem with it if that's actually a thing. It just might be a freak occurrence, or not. I don't know. Doesn't matter as long as I get the money, honestly. But I'm trying to find out if it is this person. If it is, then I'll just run it over to them, and we'll just bypass the shipping part altogether. So yeah, that's it. That's why hmm, yeah, I don't always pay attention to who buys from me, but I was going through my tags, matching them up with the boxes that I have to ship out Monday, which I do a lot. I want to make sure I put the label on the right box because back in the beginning days, I've done bonehead things like that. So now I'm very careful not to do that, right? Or to double check to make sure they're going the right. Yeah. So yeah, that's something that's going on. I'm really not quite sure how to react to that. So let's see. Oh, well, I have to self promote. I can't believe I have to do this every time. I know I'm not engaging. What can I do to engage? Ooh. I mean, there's only so many of this type of format you can do, right? Uh, I'm just I'm just up here. I'm not sure what else I could do. Although I've had an idea for a game show for a long time. I know there's other game shows out there from resellers, but this one's based on an actual game show from a while ago, and I absolutely loved it. And I know a lot of other people did too. It lasted 4 years, maybe. For a game show, it's a pretty long time. Um, I mean, it's not Jeopardy long, yeah, but uh, or Wheel of Fortune. You believe If anybody's ever watched Wheel of Fortune, I remember watching it when it first came on the air, and people had to, at the end they'd win like $2,000, right? And they'd go through and they go, okay, for 495, I want the set of golf clubs, and Pat or not Pat's agent. Yeah, Pat's agent would be there. Okay, you got $395, and then they go, for $85, I want the microwave, and and he'd keep counting it down, and that's how they would get their prizes, and that's how it was in the very beginning. And yeah, Vanna was there with no gray hair. Not that that's a bad thing. I think she's still sexy. She's kind of skinny, honestly, for my taste, but you know, uh, each his own, I guess. Uh, I know if she lived with me, she'd be a lot fatter. See, I want to thank whoever joined me, the lurker. And give me a second here. I'm going to spread this on my socials. Maybe get one or two more people. Oh, Nicole. Everyone. Woohoo. At some point in my life, I'll actually get used to using social media to promote myself, but I'm old. It has nothing to do with it, but I need to learn these things. I try and learn these things. But I almost think somebody needs to sit down and hold my hand through some of the social media stuff. Let's see. I need to go to YouTube first. Stupid. So how's everybody's weekend going? How's everybody's sales going? I hope they're going good. I'm having a good week. I had a really surprising week. I do auctions every week or every other week. I'm just gonna say every other week. I try and do them every week, but it didn't always work out that way. Um, your videos. I want to go to my live videos. What the hell? Yeah, my videos. My lives. I can't get my lives to show up. Why not? Stupid thing. You. What am I doing wrong, people? I don't know. All right, well, I guess I won't send anything out because I can't figure it out right now. Anyway, yeah, I went to the auction. Duh. It's like what I do, right? So I'm going to get into my auction haul. So, arr. I know it seems trivial, but I bought a few of these because, well, I need them. Yep, same kind I have laying around my house, and mine are old and ratty looking. They've been stepped on a few times. These are new, so I said, "Hey, I need those. I'm going to pick them up." These things are like 15 to $20 online. I can't believe that, but yeah, I paid $1 for those, for two of those. I get this cool shipping box out of it. Something cool could go in there, right? That's a pretty good, strong box. Yeah, you can tell I'm a reseller. I'm looking at the boxes going, ooh. Listen, well, I take photographs. Well, it's a show and tell. Let's see. Yeah, this was in that mess. This is Just got a fancy cover on it. This will go out here. The one right below my feet. Always say nice and toasty throughout the year because the vent is right here. On that shelf that I also picked up $1, I got me a 10-inch, but that's bigger than 10. Nope, it's 12-inch pan. These are Kirkland signatures. Professionale. But yeah, these are stovetop to oven. These are good pans. They got a thin line of copper on them. I don't know if that's just a flourish or if they've actually put copper in there. Probably not. That's expensive. But yeah, I like them up. 12-inch pan. You're looking at like $30. So we got one of those. Oh my God! I hope this stays here. I don't have anywhere to put this stuff. Let's see. These are there a dime a dozen most of the time, but there I got me another strip because this one's look better. The one I'm currently using is from the, I don't know, 80s probably. Well, here's a newer one to make me feel a little better, and it's got the on-off. This is important. Oh my goodness. This was also there. This is another Kirkland, excuse me. Oh, look, it looks like I'm frying up some paperwork. Here's my proof of what I spent. This looks used, but nothing a little cleaning can't do. This is this one's staying here. I need one of these. Nice big. I'm already thinking of the meals I'm gonna cook in here. Yep. So this is mine. Ah, hello, sir. Oh, sir, I work for a living. Barely. And also on the same shelf was yet even a smaller pan. And this one is a 10-inch pan. This one comes out to, I don't know, right around $20. So I'll probably sell the two smaller ones. I don't have a problem selling things of this nature. It's just, I don't know, finding the right box and all that's a bit tedious. Come on over here. I got a bunch of washes, a bunch of dishes for you to wash over here. They're piling up. I'm putting them in a nice little pile in my sink. Oh, yep. And here's the other vent. So for, I believe, the total I spent with tax and premium and everything was $54.67. The actual amount that I spent at the auction was $45, which is a really small number for me to be buying. And half of that 45 was for an item that I wanted that I'm keeping. Go up on my wall of cats. You'll never guess what it is. There's another Fenton cat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I own 8 Fenton cats. I don't need Fenton cats anymore. Yep. Nicer than Teflon. Well, I don't know. They're not non-stick, you know. My mother asked me if is anything going to stick to it, and I said, not if you use oil or butter. Yeah. You know, I'm really good at cooking. I'm not afraid to say it. And if you don't believe me, let me cook for you. Anyway, I know a lot of French dishes, which would work great, and I know every Italian dish under the sun because it's pasta. Uh, hey Nicole, what's your name? Hmm. Uh, my name, if you're asking me, is Ispy. Ispy. It's a name that's hard to remember, so people just call me Big Bro. You know, I've been Big Bro on YouTube ever since I've been on YouTube. Since before I was doing videos. Um, yep, that's the name that everybody uses for me. Or you can call me Mr. Roberts. I'll answer to that too. That's generally when I'm businessing. Yeah, I've had the name Ispy since early 2000s. So every bit of 20 some years. That's just what everybody calls me. So that's what my name is. Kind of weird. Oh, yeah. And then there's Ray Ray. Nicole, Ray Ray, Ray Ray, Nicole. All right. Well, now I can refer to my sheet and tell you exactly what I paid for these things. Or at least what they have me recorded at. Oh, yeah, bought stamps. Where's the stupid... Here they are. Oh, for $2. I bought... There you go. A wine sign. They do light up. They do work. And I got 2 of these for $2. And why did I get them for $2? Because I stayed in the main room while everybody was in the back room bidding on ancient tools. Well, I stayed out in the front. It was just me and a few other people. Nobody else bid on it, so I gave them $2 for it. I'm beer signs. This one little beer sign, 40, $50, easy, especially since it works and it's lightweight. It's just really big. So yeah, 120 volts fits in a normal socket. Really nice long cord on it, so you could, I don't know, hang it from a window or something. I really have too much stuff. Well, looky here. Oh, this does snap back on, but just so you know, it's just a light bulb, right? So it snaps back on there. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna ask $40 a piece on them. There's comps everywhere. Somebody said I should ask $100 on them, and I don't want to. It's too cheap. It's wine. It's not like it's a beer sign or a whiskey sign or something like that. I know I shouldn't discount wine at all because wine is alcohol, but it just seems a little, I don't know. It seems a little too cheap to do that. Stay there. Let's see. Elvis. Elvis, yep. For $1 and probably for Glamma. I bought, unless you know anybody else, I've got the Elvis Poster Series souvenir album. Yeah. Here's some him smooching a lot of actresses. Um, yeah, Walla Walla. Okay, so, yep, there's that. And the ever popular Elvis coloring book is why not? uh, that looks like gay porn to me, not Elvis. But, whatever. So I don't know. Maybe I'll see what this is worth. They're all brand new. They're all in nice condition ish. The souvenir program could be in better condition, but it's not in bad condition. Elvis always sells. Might take a while, but Elvis always sells. Also, every retailer knows that if it's weird, that it probably sells, right? So when something comes up at auction and nobody else bids on it because it's too weird for them, I jump on it. So somebody put up art, and you guys know that I buy art. I don't have a problem buying art. Um, yeah, so this was one of the art pieces that were there. Just damn strange, right? Um, and here's the other one. It may not seem like art. It may look cartoonish, and in a way they are, but these are prints. Um, yeah, this is. It almost looks like watercolor, but it's not. But these are definitely prints. I can tell by the way it's done. But I don't know. It's probably going to be really hard. But these are all signed in pencil. These are not reproduced. These are signed, hand signed in pencil. You can tell. You can tell on the back because you can see the writing where they pushed down hard. Anyway, I Google Lens the signature. I hate Google Lens because it doesn't work on shit like this, but it worked this time. So it's Sariano is this person's name. I looked it up. This artist is still alive. If they are alive, they are 80 something, which is quite possible. I mean, shit, my mom's still 80, so I mean, well, still, what else is she gonna be? So yeah, they are currently selling their originals for $243. Now, this is how art works in my head, and it works well for me on eBay. I have a print, which means these are numbered, but there's no number on this one. This might be an only original. No, I have to do more digging, but I know the name, so I have somewhere to start. Um, yeah, I'm thinking. I usually do like 1/4 of what the price of the original would be. If this was the original of this sells for $243 on their website. So I automatically think 1/4 of that price is what my starting bid is going to be for this on eBay. So, 250, 125, 60, $65 a piece for these. It was just about right. And if I got 40 to 50 each on them, I think that would be a comfortable amount. I'm paid $1 for both, so I could be wrong. I could drop the price to $30, but this person probably isn't destined for this world in another 20 years, but they might. I mean, if you live to be 100, it's not unheard of. I sure as hell don't want to live that long, but uh, yeah, that's how I do art. Nobody else would jump on it. So I did, and I'm glad I did. Hey, Mike, how you doing? I'm not being very good with stuff. Hello, Soda City. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in, dude. Here's that video game that you guys saw on Instagram. I don't want to. So I upgraded their package to priority at my expense. It was an extra $3.50, but the final bid on it was $132, and I only expected about 60 out of it. So yeah, and just think, I was gonna give this away to somebody named Amber. Man, I'm so glad I didn't do that. Mm-hmm. Damn, my neighbor's gotta be so loud. Oh. You know I love you, Amber. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I spent a total of $45 without tax there, and here is a $20 purchase. Is the biggest purchase, the biggest one thing. So for $20, like anybody should be surprised about this. But there, I got me another Fenton cat. This one came with the box. Got the original price tag on it, $39.50. But yeah, there's certain artists that you want to look for. One is Piper. And that's all I can remember about the name. But it's Piper from Fenton and Enoch, which is one on one of my cats over there, which is Enoch. Those are desirable names to get to sell on eBay. These things are going for way too much now. I can't believe people are actually selling these, and maybe they're not, but yeah, it's a little iridized marigold hand painting, and it goes up here on my wall. Cats, as the others fall down. Now they had great big Fenton cats there. This person's estate that they were selling off, it was actually a mixture of like 3 or 4 estates. But this person had probably 50 Fenton cats in the box. And it wasn't just cats, there's Fenton snowmen. I never knew there was such a thing. I'm glad I do now. Those things are, go look those up. Just type in Fenton snowman. There's also a snow lady. They've got patriotic kitty cats that are wearing flag and stuff. Yeah, so and it came with a box. I've never once ever cared about the box, but yeah, if I have to sell it or my relatives have to sell it after I leave this mortal coil, then it's one reason I collect cats. Other than I like cats, it's because they'll be easy for my family to sell off after I die, and they can do, and the money can be whatever they want to do with it. All right. So there was a. Let's see. I paid $4 for the cookware. Okay. Well. Crap! I left my showcase there. Ain't that some shit? Uh. Dish metal ornament. Okay, this was all part of a dollar lot. This is a weird thing. I was told it's for for butter. But silver plated, probably electroplate. But it does have a maker's mark on it. Barclay. I know that name. Barclay and Carey in New York. And it's got the old Roman stuff. So this lets me know that this is definitely from the 20s, maybe 30s. Just looking at the construction, this is something your eyes pick up after a while. If you do enough digging and searching, and especially buying at auctions, you learn to pick up things. Mike will tell you. So, yeah, those Fenton snowmen and the snow ladies. Um, yeah, there was obviously a novice bidder there. There was a few people there I didn't recognize. They had to be first timers. I sure to hell hope it wasn't my videos bringing them in. But yeah, so auctioneers up there on the stand, and I'm facing the auctioneer. That's how the auction works. So they had all the Fenton cats up there. Well, it was 2 rounds because they couldn't fit them all up there at once. But guy come up there, he was new, and he won choice. It was I think the final choice was $45. So he went up there, and he's sitting there comping each and every one, standing directly in front of the auctioneer, which is, you do not want to be in front of that auctioneer. You will get snapped at. That is a no place to be, and he will let you know in front of everybody else that you are in the way. Yeah, he got told more than once. And he argued. Yeah, so the auction owner had to, say, yo, kind of figure out what you want before you go up there in front of everybody. It's just something that people have to learn. And, I learned it. I learned very quickly. All it takes is somebody calling you out in a loud voice in front of a room full of other people, get you to stop something very quickly. Anyway, I was told this was a butter keeper, and it's got a little Roman dude on it, and it looks like something goes here. I bet it was the knife. Yeah. I don't know. I'll do some digging. It might be a cheap piece of shit, but it definitely looks like it's silver plate. And it's probably electroplate, nickel, probably EPNS, which stands for electroplate nickel silver. This was in the box. I have no idea what it is. It's just a flourish of something, probably belongs on the gate or maybe on the side of the house. There's a clamp on the back. So it screws down tight around whatever. So I really don't know, I'm gonna throw it out there, if I get $1 for it, fine, because I paid $1 for the whole lot, right? I didn't even know I was getting this. I got other things with it. Yep. Here's the other thing that what the hell kind of thing. There you go. It is cast steel. This is most definitely steel. What is it, you say? My answer is, hell if I know. It's what you get when you cross a rhinoceros with an elephant. It's an albino. Okay, so yeah, this is just some kind of decoration that went somewhere, probably on the top of a fence. I'm thinking maybe there's a little screw hole here. I have no idea what this could belong to. Hello, Journey. How you doing? I said I was gonna start. I'm neglecting my audience. I'm so sorry, guys. I want to put your names up here so you can get your recognition. Um, the only thing that went well about this auction is that I did not spend more than $50. I cannot believe I showed restraint at the auction. I'm always telling people you do not have to buy everything in an auction. Yeah. Okay. Well, do as I say, not as I do. Um, I think there's only been a couple times in my life where I've actually gone to an auction and not bought anything, and I can say I've been to a minimum of 1,000 auctions in my life. So yeah, 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 and I know architectural salvage does well if you're willing to wait. You know, and honestly, I wouldn't care if I sold it for $1. So it used to do well. I don't know what its current market is, honestly. Sometimes I buy things just to find out what the current market is. And this is an example of that. These are all first day covers, stamps, loads and loads of stamps. A lot of them. First day Ottawa, Canada. First day, they're international. Bunch of Canadian ones, and I had to go through and straighten them all out. Bunch of them from Canada. You know, fucking Google Lens. I hate that damn Google Lens. Um, Sorry, Mike. It just doesn't work for a lot of times helping me out. Stuff that I deal with. Google Lens says, "Is this what you're looking for?" No, it's not even close. Jean Mons, Ottawa. Yeah, French. French Canadian. Oh, and I also got a bunch of them in here. They're all in binders. There was, and I'm not exaggerating. There's probably 20, 30,000 of these there. And nobody stuck around. It was the last thing sold. Nobody stuck around. It was me and a few other guys, and they sold the entire amount for $50. I didn't have $50 to spend on them, so yeah, and it had to be. It was way more than 20,000. I mean, we're talking a huge book, almost half a room full of this stuff. Hey, Amber and Mike. But Google Lens might actually work on first day issues. But I'm just going to throw them all up to auction and see where the market is because I don't know. I'm seeing at auctions, I'm seeing things like precious moments being sold and people buying them, not even in a box, which lets me know that somebody somewhere is actually buying them because these guys are sellers that are buying them. Uh, so maybe precious moments are coming back around. God knows they need to. I'm also seeing stamps start to sell a lot at auction. Is it just because the opportunity is there and I'm seeing a lot more of these things there? Maybe. Uh, or it could be actually that, whoa, there's a whole bunch of Canada ones, 1 penny stamps. So, I still have my old stamp collection from when I was like 12. Here's one from Sussex, England. Washington, Phoenix, San Diego. Just tons and tons and tons. I got lots of them. Some of them came in binders. Some of them didn't. Most of them didn't, but there was a lot of binders. It's well, hell, I got one right here. So it's all set. It was probably a set that somebody bought off of something like stamps.com or something crap like that. Four Horsemen of Notre Dame. Do I try and sell these individually? Probably not. Um, yeah, so I'm definitely going to put some of these out to auction on eBay and see how they do. I've been paying attention to stamps on eBay. I watch the markets. Trust me. I got nothing else to do during the day. eBay is my life. Part time, full time. I'm none of those. I do this all the time. I wake up, eBay. I go to bed, eBay. People say, "Well, that makes you full time." Well, no, because I go for 2 to 3 weeks, and I don't do anything with eBay. And then the next week, I'll sit there and do like $300-400 worth of business. So, am I only part time because I'm full time half the time? It's not how that works. I don't see the difference between part time and full time. If you're doing it, you're doing it. That's all there is to it. Uh, County assessor. County assessor. It's like somebody. These are all different. They're all for property taxes, probably, since it says assessor. Anybody else had to pay property taxes last month? I did. Bastards. Oh, property taxes doubled in a year. Subject matter? Yeah. The subject matter is stamps. Yeah. Leif Erikson Homecoming. First day issues. And these aren't canceled. Well, they are, but you can see the stamp. They have the big circle over the stamp. So, yeah. That's what a bunch of them look like. So they're very. This is 1968. Yeah, November 1st, 1968. God, these are older than I thought they were. 1969. I was just knee high to a grasshopper then. Alabama statehood. Ugh, that was a mistake. Oh, let's see. International Botanical Congress. Seattle, Washington. August 1969. Huh. Well, if I'd actually pay attention to what I'm buying. Yeah, here's one that says the Apollo Soyuz 1975. That's a cool looking stamp. And I believe this cross on the side is hospital to hospital, and they get cheap to almost. They don't have to pay for shit. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Kind of like the library mail. This is a. Oh, that's a plug that goes to that. Here's a little opener that is going to get thrown away, more than likely. the tip is bent. And I see these so much. This isn't silver. This is just steel. More than likely, with that design, it's 1920s to 1930s. Uh, I'd say by the construction, it is. I almost positive that's older. Records, I suppose, like vinyl. Hmm. Yeah, I thought about that. I'll probably go with that, especially since you were here to second that. Man, that's yeah. I got a lot of these. I have not brought them all out. There's still quite a bit in there. So separating these by subject matter will take some time. But as I stated before, I got time. This was the last auction of the year at this particular auction house that I go to all the time, the one that has all the good stuff. Um, yeah. So, and I got a bunch of buttons. These are magnetic. Bank of Sun Prairie. I don't know. River Downs. There's a patch in there. I'm sure that's some kind of ecological thing there. uh, Tell you what, I've only sold records a few times. I don't sell them on eBay. I sell them to Discogs. There you go. That's your advice. You're going to get your best price there. Save them for whatnot. I'm not sure what this is, but that's a bobblehead lapel pin. I've never seen that, but now I have. EMT Easy. Bobblehead lapel pins. Easy at EMT. Oh no, I have to look up their address and find out what it is. Yeah, auction lots. I would honestly use Discogs to figure out what their value is because that's actually a better market to sell that particular thing on. But again, I've sold plenty of CDs and tapes, and I'm sure it's not much different. Bunch of buttons here. These magnetic ones, I've never seen these magnetic ones. Veteran tone. A bunch of EMT stuff in here. Good grief, Old Dominion. And then there's a lot of pins in here that look like they're advertisements, which they are. College of DuPage. I don't know what the hell that is. Excuse me, I don't know what the heck that is. Just some kind of button that has, yeah, just weird stuff. So I'm going to throw all these in a lot and throw them out there. Here's something from the Detroit Water and Sewage Department. There's something to be proud of, huh? Oh. So yeah, here's a bunch more. I'm not even scratching the surface. I have quite a bit of these. Yeah. Yeah, you know, if you're talking vintage, uh, condition is almost always number one thing to worry about. Hmm. And uh, good luck selling your country. Sell old country, but it's gonna have to be rock and roll, of course. You know, the rock and roll stuff always gonna sell, or the demos, the stuff that was not really released here in the states. You know, I had albums from a band called Scraping Fetus, some German band. They were hardcore metal in the '80s because I was I was in that place. Um, yeah, demo records they'll sell, and jazz records. Jazz records are up and coming, but you know you need the really old ones. Maybe some sealed Duke Ellington or you know those names. I know tons of them, and I can't think of one of them right now. Yeah, what Mike said. You know, condition is everything. Yeah, punk is definitely up and coming, but you want first generation punk, which means not the Sex Pistols. If you got something like the Violent Femmes, see, these are bands I know, so what can I say? I used to be a punk. Some people still call me punk, but they don't live very long. Okay, wait. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh, freaking keychain in there. Hey, I could sell this to Elon Musk. Oh, but yeah, that's the extent of my auction haul. I'm really surprised. First day covers and two flats of stamps. Flat, you know, we've gone over that before. $15 I spent on all of that. So if none of them sell and I'm still have $15, you know, I'm willing to find out for $15 if it's worth selling that stuff. Because if it is, I come across it a lot and in good condition, you know. So that's a thing. Pencil sign drawings, I paid $1 for, and I should get at least 50 a piece out of them. The butter dish and all the stupid little pins that probably aren't worth a pot to piss in or was $1. The Elvis coloring books was $1. The two wine signs were $2, buck a piece. And my revolving display case, which I paid $1 for, I left at the auction house. Oh well. Oh yeah, and the cookware. The cookware in the vents was $4. And I really just wanted the vents. Oh, let's see. I found it out. Sauvignon. Let me look at it again. Sauvignon. I've already found him once. Sariano. Sari. Ano. But they're still alive. I've sold stuff from artists still alive that have done galleries in the past and stuff like that. Uh, Typically, if I buy art, uh, I don't know. I've always had good luck with art. I see art. I like art. I go to art museums to make me relax. Yes, yes, I do. So, oh, look at me. I went out and got myself all cultured and stuff. J, which I think is Joseph, but it might be wrong. Be Josephine? Sariano. Sariano, I think. Or ANU, maybe. Pretty sure that's an O. Woo! So, let me see if I can. I think that's what it is. I think that's how to spell it. I have to go look at it again. But I was actually able to Google Lens this one. So it actually works. But I think that's just because they're still alive and they have a store. Honestly. Don't lift gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, see, if I do just the. If I take a picture of the whole. Gosh darn it. Take a picture of the whole picture and it'll come up. But if I take a picture of just the signature, it won't come up. Gene, yeah, okay. You know, that looks like it's hand drawn. It might very well be. It's marker, but bastard. No. So that's what it is. I saw two active paintings on their website for $243. So $50 for a. See, this might not be a print. Man, I can't tell with marker. I have a friend that can tell me everything about it. Tell me how it was made, how they did it, all that other stuff. Not really an expert that really knows her shit. Yeah, that's it. I got a few people like that that I can always rely on. And if I ever come across stuff they want, then they get first shot at it, and that's the trade off. Oh, I don't think so. That's a. I'm. Once I find out more about them, if they are reproductions, which I don't think these are. Yeah, see, I'm thinking it's block print, honestly. It's definitely not a lithograph. Definitely not a lithograph. You can just tell by the blending around the edges here. See, I know a little bit too. Um, I paid $1 for them, for both of them. So, if I got $50 each off of them, I'd be fine. And honestly, art on eBay isn't really the best place to sell art. I like to sell my art on Ruby Lane when it comes to art, especially the higher end art. I don't mess with the super high end art. I'm just not that rich. But if I could, but I've thrown down. The most expensive thing I ever bought was a bronze sculpture, and I forked out $250 for one thing. But it's worth $1,700. So, and it's not for sale. It's never been for sale. It's sitting right over there where I can enjoy it. Use your talents to help yourself. Hmm. Hmm. I'm not quite sure what a serigraph is. I'll probably have to look at that one, but I definitely know what a lithograph looks like because I've sold plenty of lithographs. Uh, and I know what block prints are, and I think that's what these are because of the blending around the. If I could point it out, you kind of have to be up on it. I did have a Ruby Lane account at one time. I probably still do, just like I probably still have an Etsy account, but I haven't been on Etsy in over 10 years. So I don't know if I still have that. And the last time I had a Ruby Lane account was pre-pandemic. So, matter of fact, that was the last time I sold on Ruby Lane. No, that's a lie. Uh, Last time I sold on Ruby Lane, I sold those paintings from what's her face that lives here in Indiana. Oh, I did a video on it. Um, yeah, yeah. I got $100 each for those. Yeah. It's not real easy to get an account. I don't remember. I just remember filling out an account for Ruby Lane, Etsy, eBay. That was back when I was doing Amazon too, and oh shoot, there was another one. Is it one run by Google called collectors.com? Uh, you want to talk about one not to be on? That's it. Um, if there's other platforms for me to be on, for me to try, I would maybe do that. And somebody told me that's not where all the paintings should be, but that's where all the high end jewelry was. But that person that told me that only sells jewelry, so why would I listen to them? I know. I don't know. And now for the fun part, putting it all back in here. Stop tearing it up. What the hell? Tuckered Out Ranch. Okay. When was the last time you went to an auction, Mike? Hey, Mike, why don't you be a guest on my show, dude? dude. I know you can't be too bashful. You used to do videos. Granted, we never saw your face, but. Oh, no. Well, shit. I ripped a $50 thing. Way to go. Oh, well. Let's see. Hmm. These are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I wonder if I can get the video games in there. So, there's always something at an auction that I get for myself. Usually, not always. Yeah. I got 103 frames laying around. I usually throw away all the frames I get unless they're really old because some frames can be worth some money, but you really need to know what you're looking for. Most of them are of wood construction or plaster. Yeah, everybody says they're too busy. Ooh. Okay, so I'm not going to do that again. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this one wins. Swap that out after the show. Yeah. Maybe I'll go check up on that Ruby Lane account and see if it's still there. I wouldn't think they would get rid of me, but it's been a long time, so maybe. The only one thing about the Ruby Lane account is, they didn't have uh, those monthly fees like eBay, but so they said, yeah, they call theirs maintenance fees. They word it differently, but it's basically the same thing. So yeah. hmm Well, you're not supposed to buy junk. Stop buying junk. Yep. Yeah, Mike's old hat. It's a good thing, Mike. Don't worry about it. I don't know Mike other than what I've seen of his videos and things he's said in chat, but I wouldn't mind going to an auction with him. But I'm afraid we would have to be competitors. And I'm quite aggressive at auctions. I wonder if he could handle it. It tickles me. I go to auction so much, I actually pay attention to how other people auction. All the subtle nods. You can't even tell they're nods unless you're looking right at them. They just barely do this. And, it is kind of neat. That's right. Yes, sir. I've been corrected. It's junk to me, but I know it's not to somebody else. So this was the last auction of the year from this place. So, there's a couple of places on the other side of town which I'll probably go because if I don't, I go into withdrawal. Uh, I'm also supposed to let you know that I think it's this Tuesday, starting up on Ray's channel, Treasure Scavengers. She'll be doing auctions Tuesday night, and I will be auctioning off my junk. Um, yep, yep. And I buy stuff in bulk for good deals, so I'm able to pass those savings off. I'll make a buck or two, and you'll get something. Maybe also make a buck or two. I like selling off ephemera. Uh, I've kind of held off on posting anything on eBay except for the auctions that I'm doing, or maybe the 20 listings I did last week. So, dandelion. Ooh, there's a new one. Greetings, dandelion. AU. So, dandelion, you're going to have to tell me who you are because I do not recognize your name. Anyway, that's what we got going on. I bet this thing doesn't sell for more than maybe $10. Well, okay. Hey, Mike, let me ask you a question. Do you clean off your silver and silver plate? Personally, I just turn my silver in. Maybe I shouldn't do that with some objects, but I see a lot of it. You sell tech nonsense. Oh, I sell everything from the 1880s to the 1980s. Honestly, 1980s is too new for me. So I particularly care for everything from the 20s through the 50s the most. Yeah, I never clean my silver either. I never clean anything, honestly. If it's got some dirt on it, I might, you know, take the dirt off of it, but any tarnishings or I let the collectors do that. It's their piece. I don't know enough about their piece to care. All I know is that it's worth money. As pretty as this is, this thing looks like it's been through a fire, I'm telling you. Oh, you just woke up, huh? Les, it's so nice to see you. I hope things are faring well for you today. and all days. Eh, yeah, yeah. Well, if you're in around the old stuff all the time, you learn. Honestly, the best thing to do is buy a couple of random flats. A flat is the bottom portion of a box filled up with stuff. That's what a flat is. You buy a couple flats of random stuff and then go home and then look each and every piece up and learn about it and learn about what they also made and then look that stuff up on eBay, and after a while you start to learn. It seems daunting, and it is. And I'm learning every day. Man, this is some really nice work on this. I have to look this one up. In the 20s and the 30s, they took time to actually make stuff look cool. And that's one of the things you use to figure out what something is your visuals and your touch. You're going to use your touch more when you buy things that are glass and ceramic, because the best way to check them is to close your eyes and feel them. That way you can feel all the nicks and cracks that you missed with your eyes. And, like the hard good stuff, like this silver plated butter dish here from a long time ago. This might be before 20s. Um, yeah, you want to use your eyes and look at the construction, look how it was made. Uh, there's certain manufacturing techniques that only happened in certain areas. In the 20s when they made the cast iron banks. I've gone over that, what to look for originality. And explained how they made those things. And I learned how they make those things, and that's how I know to tell the difference from an original to a reproduction, and a reproduction, which they made reproductions throughout the years. So I know how to tell an original mostly. I'm not 100% all the time. You're gonna fail sometimes. You're just gonna have to live with that. But a lot of times I'm right. So draining in the cold, yes it is. All day. Gramophones. No, not at all. I know exactly what a gramophone is. What's the name on my butter server? Bob. Barclay and Carey. Cary. I'm pretty sure that's Carey. See, I know the name Barclay. It is really nice looking. This is a piece that makes me want to clean it up so I can see it's got some really nice embellishments, but I expect that from an older piece. They probably did that all the way up through the 50s, and then that's when the corporation started taking over and screwing us all. So, yeah, and they stopped caring less about how things were made and started caring more about how cheaply things can be made. You can be my looker upper, Mike, because I haven't bothered to go through this stuff yet. I haven't had time. Yep, that would be the one. And Carrie. Like I said, this has got to be 1900s. And judging from the flourishes, which were common at that time in the 1900s, hmm. So this is what a butter dish is, by the way. There's that. You put, they generally put ice cold water in here. Put this on there. It's got holes in it, as you can see. Little slats in it. And you can put your, remind you that butter is handmade at this time. You don't buy it in sticks. Well, if you did, they'd be lumps of sticks. And you just put it in there, probably like a ball of butter, and then put the lid on it. And you can put it on the table, and your butter will stay cold. Ta-da! Yeah, this is not silver. There's no way. It's too light. It's too light. But, I didn't buy it for this. This was in it. And if I could figure out what the whole piece looks like together, because I know there's a knife that goes here, and if I could find that knife online, I might buy that knife for the right price, which would be cheap, to add to this and then sell. And that's what I would do with that. Gramophone records, huh? Do you have the cylinders, right? Or that is not what I wanted. Flat ones. Okay. No, those aren't the cylinders. That's an Edison. Gramophone records. Yeah, I don't know enough about the gramophone records either. Honestly, it's not something that I've come across, although I've come across the record players. This is one thing I do know about the gramophone dandelion. Have you ever heard the term "put a sock in it"? We get that term from the gramophone. The horn on the gramophone. Uh, there's no volume control on those things. So in order to soften the music, you'd put a sock down into the horn to lower the music. And that's where "put a sock in it" came from. There you go. That's where I remember it from. The hotels. The box is steel. Ooh. Well, I don't know about, and they're not going to be vinyl, not like records from like the 60s and 70s. It's a different kind of material, and they like shatter. Sup, garbage monster? Sup? It's true. I've learned silly things. I mean, it's silly trivia. It's kind of one of those things that make you go, "Huh." I know where we get beat around the bush from, and it's from fox hunting. So, yep. because I was dealing with pipes and it was showing to sell pipes. Pipes are really good sellers, guys. Do not overlook pipes at all. There's a hmm. Yeah, I do not know anything about gramophone records. That would be something I researched and actually researched. Find out what the plastic's made of, who made the plastic, stuff like that. Stuff that most resellers wouldn't look up. That's what I do. I want to learn as much as I can about it because it might help later on down the road. It might, you never know. Knowing that it sells isn't good enough for me. I need to know more. Maybe it's too much to learn. Maybe not. Hmm. Yep. Well, I'll look at that stuff later. Oh, do you? Yeah, it's cute, Mike. Oh, storage bandits, how you doing? Everybody saying hello. Hey, I just everybody that stopped by, I just want to say I appreciate you all very much. I really do. I'm not just saying that. Me and my little itty bitty channel. I appreciate everybody. I really do. I just want to say thanks. Mm. I celebrated my Thanksgiving yesterday evening, and I've been up since 8 o'clock in the morning paying for it ever since. There had to be cooked onions and everything I ate, even the pie. Ugh, my stomach feels like it's gonna explode. And this morning it was another part of my anatomy that was exploding. You're just ridiculous. Oh, I've had enough onions to clean out an army. Mm. Oh no. Well, thanks a lot, Dandelion. Appreciate you stopping by. I'm here every Sunday at 5 o'clock. If I'm not, I'm at an auction. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be doing a live from the auction house I think they're back in session in last week of January. The early week of February is when they start picking up again for the year. And the first doll auction I'll be going to, if I can get the right equipment by then, because I can't really do a live on my phone, because after an hour my phone wants to melt. So I might have to break down and actually get yet another sticking, oh, another a camera. I just don't really want to spend $300-400 on a good camera. The last one I dropped, and you only have to drop them once. I even had it on the strap, but the strap, you know, decided to come loose. Stupid Velcro. Excuse me, stupid hook and loop. Oh. Might have to get rid of. I do have a lot of. How I got into this business is I crafted things and then I put them on Etsy and I sold those crafted items. Those things were Dungeons and Dragons monsters and weaponry and other things like dice towers. I didn't really sell a dice tower. Yeah, I never sold one of those. But I did sell the monsters quite often, and I sold mallets and stuff like that all the time. Thinking about doing it, I've got some laying around. I've got my prototypes laying around. I could probably get rid of them. I wonder if they would still sell. They're quite dusty now. Wonder if I could still do something I started off doing. The answer is probably yes, and I could probably do it better. It's nice having all this knowledge. When we start our auctions on Tuesday, I am going to auction this vintage Alexander pen, still in the box. You know, on its own, it's like a, I don't know, $6-7 pen. Definitely vintage. Comes with this nice little sheath marked Alexander, and it is a bubble top pen. And it's got the little clear thing there. Woo! And those are called bubble tops if they got the little thing on the top. And this says U.S. border control on it. So instead of looking up bubble top pen U.S. border control, Alexander, you know, something like that, I just typed in U.S. border control on eBay. Man, they got some cool stuff there. I almost bought a hat. Yeah, so this would be something I would put online and not sell for less than $10. I would probably put $14.95 or best offer on it and take the first 10, or maybe even 9 that I come across. So, you know, and I'm sure it worked. Refillable, these things are refillable, and buying the ink is very accessible still. So, I bet there's some. Yeah, me. I just wish I could find people to play with. I like sitting around with a bunch of my friends and being complete idiots. You know, that's fun. Yeah, but that's pretty much all my auction haul. So I'm not gonna have a whole lot to do. The very first things I'm gonna get up will be the wine signs. I gotta find a couple boxes. I think the the eBay boxes that they send me that has the oh shoot, the bubble the bubble mailers in them. The eBay branded bubble mailers, those should be big enough for one of those. I've got a few of those. I save them for that reason. So probably gonna do that. I've got some ornaments. I'm gonna try and sell them on the auction at my auction. I'm not a big Christmas lover. If I find something that's say like a tree topper, Black Americana tree topper, I'll sell those like now. But you know, or I've got all these. I should put these on eBay, but I'm gonna go ahead and sell them off. Attempt to sell them off. And they're just a bunch of pens and pencils that are vintage and novelty. This is one of my favorites. And when you push down on the pen, and it says boom. So, yeah, if Mike uses that account, we'll never hear from Mike again. So tell me, Ray, is this Tuesday the first day of your auction, or is that a week from now, or what? I know I saw something on Instagram about your. Here's something with a tennis ball on it. Bunch of sports people, and it's weird. Oh, look at this one. Here's one from a says Disney store on it, so this has got to be from the Dalmatians, of course. It's just weird. Or yeah, it's just a whole bunch of different kinds of novelties. And they are definitely vintage because the things that are supposed to have water in them don't have water in them anymore. This says the Disney store on it. Gee, can you tell? Somebody told me that things with the Disney that have the Disney store logo on it sell better than things that don't have the Disney store logo on it. And I'm not talking about the old stuff. I'm talking about the new stuff. The old stuff, it says Walt Disney Productions. You can tell how old it is and when it was made by how they do the lettering on Walt Disney. And it says Walt Disney Productions through a certain amount of years and Walt Diz period prod in another set of years. And that's kind of how you tell that stuff apart. But here's some pencils. Little music symbol thing. Here's a flamingo looking one. Here's some eyeglasses looking one. Here's another Mickey Mouse one. Here's a money one. Some stuff. Here's one that'll pick the lottery numbers for you. Here's one that looks like a baseball bat. Good grief. I got a lot of Disney ones in here. Here's a Harry Potter pen. Here's a Peanuts pen. There's all kinds of stuff in there. Hmm. Uh, yep. Yep. Well, I don't know. Hmm. Anybody alive out there? Okay. Well. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, hey, I got that turned on. Hmm. Okay. Well. Oh yeah. I tell everybody that I go overboard, and here's an example. This little plastic piece of crud car. This is called a stomper. These are worth a lot of money. I'm glad I stopped to take a look at things I don't recognize. I couldn't find anything like it, so I had to join a Facebook group. And this is not those, even though this has the same name as those. I don't know. So I'm going to ask them, and I'm waiting to hear back from them what the hell this is. Who better to ask than a bunch of fans of these things, right? So I find myself using Facebook more and more, as much as I don't want to. Looks like I'm going back to Facebook. I'm probably going to. Yes, yes, they do. Hey, Swampy, sup? So I come across this one. I know I've seen this before somewhere. I don't know where. And I took the time and I finally tracked it down. This is a bad guy car from Speed Racer, which came out about the time of the movies that the Matrix directors did. What are those? The Wachowskis? And yep, this is a bad guy car in Speed Racer that was given out by McDonald's, but it doesn't have McDonald's on it. So unless you know, you know. And the same is true with this Stomper. This isn't like this one doesn't have a battery, but it says Stomper on it. So my best guess is this is a McDonald's toy, but it doesn't say McDonald's on it. And so, there are McDonald's toys out there that are like that don't have McDonald's on them, and they are some of the older ones. Ooh. Yeah, I went back and checked out some of the old commercials and stuff. Tell you what, of all the cars, the 1/64 scale cars that I've done, I think I've come across a few that have really surprised me. They weren't the corgis or the tootsies or the dinkies or the Betty. Oh, God, I could go on forever. Buddy O, Tonka, Connery. There's a bunch of them. Of course, Hot Wheels and Matchbox. There have one that I've done extremely well was Majorette, which is French cars, and they were all military vehicles. They were still in the package, But wow, man, I was selling those for like $40 a piece. Like holy cow! And they were helicopters and tanks. Nobody wanted them because they weren't Hot Wheels or Matchbox. I do so well on the stuff that's not Hot Wheels or Matchbox because well they're not red lines, so nobody cares. No. Ah, see, I only remember Speed Racer from way back, and my memory of it isn't great. So I just know there's some annoying little thing, and he had a monkey that was annoying. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay, Swampy. You know more than I do. So I just remember the watching the animation on, all the old stuff, just like all of the people in our age group do. It's amazing, I'm sitting there flipping through Instagram on the social media, and some of this stuff is, uh, you must have been an '80s kid. I was way beyond that. I was a '70s kid. Uh, I was born in the '60s, but there's only so much you remember when you're 5, right? So technically, I was a '70s kid. They're sitting there showing, wow, you remember this? You remember this? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And they jar stuff loose that I had forgotten, and then I start remembering some of those childhood things. Yeah, yeah, 50. Wow. What's Amber doing? So I hear you say you guys are going to be doing an auction like had been bounced around. Yeah, she released something on the Instagram that says Tuesdays. So apparently it's going to be on Tuesdays. I don't know if we're starting this Tuesday or not, but you'll have to check out Treasure Scavengers. Uh, I think she's pretty much all Facebook now, and I'm not. I'm trying to. I don't really want to be Facebook, but I'm spending a lot of time there. 50 years. Like somebody started reminding me about Puffin stuff, old things I used to watch when I was a kid. Now I could have gone the rest of my life without remembering that, but somebody had to jar it loose, and yeah, I remember it. And it's nice to say that we're old enough that things were different and harder for us, and we had to do this. But you know what? The kids that are kids now, they're going to be saying the same thing to kids 40 years from now, 30 years from now. Saying it was tough. We could only do this on the phone, and we could only do that. It's going to be the same thing, just different technology. I'm glad they don't have it as rough. That means we're actually moving forward instead of backwards, regardless of what the news shows us. So, hmm, Barclay Dish. Hmm, hmm, hmm. So when I bug out of here Sunday, I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow with Mother. Yay. Uh, Tomorrow just gonna take care of her mailbox. Somebody decided to play mailbox bingo with my mom's mailbox and got a bingo. So now I get to drill about 18 holes in that thing and put some deadbolts in them. See them get out of that thing. Oh. My mom reported a porch pirate. She's never had a porch pirate in her neighborhood. Her neighborhood is well to do. She's not well to do. She was at one time. But yeah, porch pirates there now. And they picked up a package that she got for me, which I don't know. Mom doesn't really have to buy me things. She does. But, you know, somebody stole one of my shirts and apparently threw it away in a neighbor's trash bin, and the neighbor noticed and went out and got it and looked and found out that it belonged to my mother's address, and my stuff was still in it. So apparently she didn't like my clothes. It's funny. They were probably like really big. So I'm a fairly large man, so yeah, I wear a size 10. Yeah, it's not. I'm just slow to put mom's mailbox up. And I kind of blame myself, but the stuff still would have been put on the porch. It wouldn't have been put in the mailbox. So it's not really my fault at all. But yeah, there's that. Yeah, so yep, that's what I get to do tomorrow. Take care of the mailbox, take care of the church. Christmas cantata coming up. She's the choir director. Or used to be the choir director, but she still gets to do the special Christian holidays, of course, Christmas and Easter. So that's my thing. That's all I got going on. What's this? Thank you very much, Journey. Thank you for stopping by as always, and I'll see you when I see you. Well, guys, I'm gonna bug out. I'm gonna call it. Go ahead and get me some dinner and watch me some boob tube, maybe. Maybe look some of this stuff up. I really don't want to mess with eBay right now. So yep. That's what you get for staying up. Anyway, hey, again, I just want to thank everybody for showing up. It really does mean a lot to me. Everybody, stay profitable, keep your head up, and ta ta for now.